so hot. So we expect more people to join us. Then we can I
Yeah.
can
I
share what I
think
need
Miss
to share.
Amos in the house.
Yeah, there are two Amoses that you met one, you may not have met the other. There are a lot of. Can we see your faces? There are so many Amoses that are behind the scene on the project. So you
Yeah.
guys, please let's see your faces.
Um, I don't know if you can pardon me for that because I'm not in
Oh, oh, great,
in
great. No problem, no
yeah.
problem, no problem.
All right, thank you. 'Cause I think Aliu Bauchi, they are still celebrating their Salah.
Yes, that's true. But
Bauchi and Kano.
uh,
Because I know especially Kano and Bauchi, they have
oh,
about 3 to 5 days at least for celebrating the Salah.
eh. Oh,
Yeah.
because the moon came differently.
Yes, exactly.
11:45. Oh, maybe people are actually waiting for 11:45. You know, I actually spoke about 11:45 originally,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you know, Zoom does not have this quarter hour thing.
yeah.
Zoom doesn't have this quarter hour settings, but then it doesn't matter. Right, but then Abuja,
Yes, sir.
I'm sure you still have some things to deliver for me. Oh. Is that right?
Yeah, yes.
Please try and tidy it up. Don't let me. I won't.
Okay, sir.
Don't let me expose you in the open.
You know, I want you to nominate me to be a president of Abuja now.
No problems. No problems.
Innovation bed, so I can
No. No.
handle it.
No. No problem. That's Bauchi.
Okay. Thank God. Aliu is here.
Yes. 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 Ali is here. Happy Salah.
Maybe he's not close.
Yeah. Or it's actually is muted really.
Okay.
Ajaliu, unmute yourself. Aliu, unmute yourself. And we really need Gombe today.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Aliu.
How are you, sir?
I'm fine. How is Bauchi today?
Bauchi, we are there riding with sir. Today now, Salah celebration.
I know. I don't. Oh, is it? You think you think you're the only one that is celebrating? I'm also celebrating.
Yeah, you don't used to ride horse.
I do that even when it is time to eat meat. That is when my name changes to Abdulemos. Abdulemos. So that gives me permission to eat a lot of meat, salamits, and all that.
That Abdul is only for Yoruba people. They used to put Abdul.
Don't worry. Yeah. Yes. So, how did it go? You have started some work, right?
Yes, sir.
Your password worked eventually?
Yes, I check it, but you know the first day and the Salah, I didn't check it much. Sir.
I know. You are even ahead of Abuja. Do you know you are ahead of so many other states?
Yes, sir.
Some states are now showing some seriousness, and that is why they'll be so surprised. I'm getting people to work in those states right away because it's not. This is a research work. We don't have to remain in the classroom forever.
Yes, we go for research.
Yeah, it's actually a research project. So we're not supposed to be in the classroom forever. We are not a school.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But someone like our Mohammed Abubakar, FCT, wants to make it a classroom.
No. No. I don't want to make it a classroom, sir.
Everybody should leave the class right now. You need to get on the field.
Yes, sir.
Everybody's got to be on the field now. Real apologies. I forgot to get across to some states that were interested in starting the cohort 2. But then since this was still a meeting for this purpose, I think they can always what's it called? I think if it's can you see that it looks like we may have our we're losing time on this segment 1. But then Aliu.
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you want me to review for you now, particularly, so Mohammed can understand? What have you started to do now? What did I ask you to do? Can you share with me your understanding of what you were asked to do?
Under micro startup.
Yes.
Yes. My own experience, I learned how to went to some villages to make collaborating with them, some small skill.
No, not necessarily. We have not gotten there. Before you get to that point, there's some outstanding analysis that we are still doing.
Yes, sir.
Yes, there are actually some outstanding analysis that we are still doing. So it's not at the point of visiting the villages. Before you can even visit the village, you need to even dimension and make that as a target, as what to work with. Right,
yes.
So in case you have a challenge, is why I say you should ask the question now for Bauchi State. Hello, good afternoon. And we have our brother there, Mr. Peter Luca, Tech Economy. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Mr.
Yeah, we also have Ogechuku. Oh, great. That's the eye specialist from Bayelsa
President.
State.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Madam
fine, sir.
Madam Oge, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Good to have you today, because we need you to help us share this message back in Bayelsa, because Bayelsa did not participate in the last edition.
Okay.
So we think some understanding, you'll be able to understand better. We have this segments to at least start with all the people. You know, Zoom, what we did was to create 2 segments so that in case this is timed out, we can move into the second segment. Yeah, so, but then it's just a meeting, and we want to share what we are doing, because at a point in time within the pandemic, we were in the classroom as if we were students. And now we are making those students step out of the class and get onto the field, because people are not supposed to remain in school forever.
Mm-hmm.
They need to get out and fix the issues on the road and on the fields. So thank you. And thank you once again, for the last time there, the national pre-selection, this thing that we had last year.
Okay.
Yeah, you were on the committee.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Okay.
So we expect some more people. We're actually expecting a lot of people from confirmations that we got. And I think any moment from now, I think in 3 minutes, I'll just begin to share. Okay, first, in the house, I have some of my cohort 1 members, like Mr. Aliu. I think I was engaging him before you guys just came in. Aliu.
Yes, sir.
Right, I was like, you have not gotten to the point of visiting any of the villages in Bauchi yet, but rather
Yes.
our research point is analyzing the data that we have.
Yes, sir.
Your assignment is to dream or to see how Bauchi State can benefit from smart city developments. So
yes,
we are still dimensioning our facts and putting our records together with the knowledge that you already have now. And like I was trying to compare you with Mohammed. Where's Mohammed? Mohammed is out. Okay. I was trying to compare you with Mohammed, that you are still ahead of FCT for now. And that's why we are making it a broader activity, so that we can have much more serious people, especially people who don't think, oh, because I'm now certified, they're looking at certificates and they want to remain in school. We are not a school here. We are not a school, and we don't want to be one. You guys went to school before. You went to school before, and that I think you should cherish and keep up with that.
Yes, sir.
Right, but then what difficulty do you have at the moment?
Right now, there is no any. I start collecting this small data before the end of the week. I will share it with you, sir.
Okay, but then on your page for Bauchi, you saw over 1,000, close to 2,000 smart city service opportunities.
Yes. After that,
what do you understand? What were you supposed to do with them?
If you look at our business sectors, up to now, they didn't have any system that you can buy something from your home.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry. Well, let's not get to the detail. Those are now product level. The list of smart city services, digitized services that we shared with you at the state level, you were asked to sifter, to create things that are important for the state, those that are less important for the state, and those ones that are not important at all for Bauchi. We needed to see that differentiation.
The more important side is the issue of digitizing the data of the civil servants.
You were to follow the data and submit back all those data. They have unique codes. They are all international lines of smart city items. Bauchi can be what it is today. Bauchi can be another thing tomorrow. They follow the same standards, and that's what we're saying. You need to give us a feedback as soon as possible. So I'm sure you are taken over by the Salah period.
Yes,
for Salah is over. Salah is over now.
Yes, sir.
Summer is over, so there won't be any
We start
excuse.
working
Yeah.
on our product on our project.
There will not be any excuse. So
Yeah.
okay, gentlemen, let me just get started. As we have this session now. So in case we move and this session ends, it's just the next link we'll use to reconnect back to continue. So thank you so very much, everybody. Every other person will join us as we continue. I will try now to share my screen. I'll try now to share my screen. And that is about, let me try to share my screen now so we can get the program off the ground before we don't have much time in this segment. We'll just roll over into the next and continue. But then, gentlemen, permit me to share my screen. Can you have my screen?
Yes, it's still
Okay.
downloading. Yep.
Okay, great. Oh, great. Now, so first
It's
is
fantastic.
first is that we had to put up this website for Innovationbed. It's a very simple WordPress powered website, because we did that in such a manner that even our interns will be able to manage it, and there is nothing complicated. Let's don't forget that Innovationbed is a multidisciplinary project. It does not matter. You don't necessarily have to own a computer science degree to survive what we are doing here. I just started the homepage by saying that not only about partying, that people should join us and see our communities in the new beneficial ways. We've been used to this same environment. We're trying to see how we can look at our environment in a different manner. Talk about the website in terms of structure. I may not want to follow it hook, line, and sinker, but for the purpose of what we are doing today, because Programmers Foundation and its host company, which is the Programmer Software Limited, is actually interested in creating micro startups from almost every part of the corner of the country. Not only within the country, we do this even in other countries. So you permit me to share the main things under the project in action. On the website, some of the things I want to just explain is that things we're having going for us today under the Innovationbed project in these forms. We have the UNICT for Seeds Partnership Smart Cities Innovation Capacity Project. And this is purely a research concept. And the research is broken down into three. One is the Fix the Gap research. Two is the youth upskilling research. And three is our micro startups. That is, the first one is actually research on finding our local environments and local problems. If we find the local problem, can we begin to look at what possible solutions that we can actually offer? Are they available? Like I have an innovator in the house or some other innovators in the house. Somebody here who has solutions in healthcare, and of course, several other areas of life. And such innovation in most places are not put to use. So we try to see how we can bring applications to the need area, to the need center, so that the solutions and to the problems that we identified can be cured. So Fix the Gap research is trying to match the problems, match it with solutions that are available, and if they are not available, we'll begin to look for where we can get such solutions. The next is about, before you can actually begin to get solutions, upskilling is very important. Many of us have gone to school, we know so much, but quite frankly, we are yet to put to use what we knew. And that is why we need to add the icing of innovation on top of our literacy. And that is what Innovationbed is actually looking about in its youth engagements all this while. And in that research, the last part of it is the micro startups that we are building. And that is actually one point I want us to quickly move into. The micro startup is such that, like we mentioned, we said is building the next architects of digital economy and harvesting youth innovation potentials for prosperity by way of founding regional micro startups. You know, that is another bold signature project of Programmers Foundation. We're just making that as a statement. So today's webinar or meeting was to let us see why this was so needful. In Nigeria, if you look at where you are from, because we really need, all this we are saying is that we have to look back to where we are coming from. Where are we? So look at our shanties. Most of our villages where we come from, this is actually the kind of nature, this is what they look from. This is actually what they are like. So you now realize that if our places are like this and we need to transform them, it's not by word of mouth. We're not going to travel and keep buying from countries who have invested their time, their innovation, national input and supports to ensuring that they are getting the kind of environment that they desire. So we have to put up that, and that's why we put up these meeting lines in here. And we use this to describe the kind of environment we are. If you've ever lived in Ajigule, you realize that you see these kind of things. Even in Lekki here, there are some ghettos, obviously. And you see places like this that people live in there, and we can only transform them by educating people who can actually use some tech means to impact this city, this ghetto with smart energy, impact it with smart health, impact it with retail commerce, IoT concepts, open data, education, and the whole lot, so that this environment can turn to our desired community that we hope to see. And in doing so, our foundation and our host company Programmer Software is actually investing into startups that will span every state of Nigeria, because Nigeria has been our pilot over the years. Akwa Ibom State, Bauchi State, Benue, and the likes. All these states must have a micro startup or two operating. And that is costing us to train them for free to start up. And that is what we have been doing along. So what we do here is that Innovationbed regional startups, that we are inspired by people who build their companies from nothing rather than climb on favoritism trees and ladders. Some people are just lucky. We are not lucky. I use my case as an example, for instance, driven by passion to succeed. Okay, running out of time, and in 10 minutes we will need to switch, but we can still continue, right? So at this point, we offer the right guidance, best practice, and global collaboration matrix network for all the people that we are building across the country. In this, I have not seen one government do anything at any point yet. So let's just follow. We offer the right guidance, okay, like we mentioned there, that Innovationbed micro startups of your state will be a one-stop shop for innovative services and products. And that is why the research has to identify what problems are you supposed to address, what problems are optimal. And in this session today, I have, let me confirm what more people in terms of participation I have here. I have FCT, I have Bauchi, okay, FCT Bauchi, and okay, I was still speaking with Bauchi, and where Bauchi is to identify all the possible service lines that are critical to the state, that will be beneficial as low-hanging fruits, for which, if we actually help, they will be able to engage that environment and do the business that could make them prosperous for the rest of their lives in that place. So a lot more story you can read about micro startups in here, and the entire concept and resources that we bank on are a coverage of all of these possible projects, prospects that we find in very decent and more desired environments. And that is why, if you've been seeing this image, what this image is saying, that it will take people, okay? That it will take people, okay, Bede Abbas just joined us from Akwa Ibom State. Bede, you are welcome.
Thank you very much, sir.
Right. I know you may not be at this level. Bauchi is in the house. I know the work we are doing in Akwa Ibom, but this is just to further explain to you what will make life a lot easier for you as we go. So I'm pleased this session, in case we are terminated, because we are in the last 10 minutes already. We'll move into the second. You will join the meeting using the second link, and we'll be good to wrap up. So we're using this image to describe that it will take a human being like me to, you see, intervene with the shanty, with the bad environment that we dislike, so that we can actually arrive at the desired future community that we like for ourselves, a much more livable society. So that logic has not changed and is not going to change overnight. And that to build and maintain smart cities in a potential developing digital economy, you need digital enterprises, which have to be founded by young enterprising citizens to offer intelligent products and services to the ecosystem. And I can remember in a recent meeting with Mr. Alade Komo, the former president of Nigerian Computer Society, he was actually harping on the smart city desirable, the desires of Nigeria to be equipped with intelligent systems. Intelligent systems are not just acquired, they're not just purchased. They are developed, and it has to be developed by human beings to give you the kind of community that you desire. The kind of things when you walk in there, you are happy with the smart buildings, smart community, and the rest of them. And I use this to say that if someone did not do the needful, then who will? We all talk about Mark Zuckerberg. He has made and is doing his bit. You have to go do your bit. So smart city designs are the prospects that young people today in Nigeria will be able to benefit from. So long as your services are falling in line to ensuring that when you are actually offering services to your immediate environment, you can help the leadership, the government of your state to increase their generation, their revenue generation. Their economic development has to have a high chemistry, high impact. The poverty reduction there, improved public service, social benefits, improvement in participation and transparency and accountability. If you can offer your environment products and solutions in this direction, you cannot tell anybody there is no work. There's so much jobs, people aren't just creating the jobs. And that's just it. Then in cost area, you try to see how cost of implementation can be at least low or medium. Time needed to implement things are low. Legal and political issues can be resolved. And of course, the cost of doing that should be low. Cultural mismatch. And of course, being a global solution organization can boast of a harmonized system of tradition and making sure that the cost of all this is low. Anybody. Okay, Mohammed Abubakar, your comments.
Yes, sir. Just to remind those that just join that we should continue on the next section.
Use the second link that you have on the page, which is exactly on this page I am, on the Innovationbed. It is the second link here that you should use to join the next meeting. Great, thank you from there. That's our certified person from FCT Abuja, Mohammed Abubakar. So requirements versus solutions for Nigerian businesses and enterprises. I don't need to know a government. Government needs your services or my services. You go there with what you have, and we're going to power you with the micro startup that had the intelligence, the product, the service for you to do this in any state. So you can actually approach any ministry and you are good. Now, scale up the youth is key and the rest of them. So these are just the facts that we wanted to share in this area. And if you look at it, each state has a link. That is the point we're going to go into. Because if we have someone who say Akwa Ibom State, for instance, somebody is in charge of Akwa Ibom States, the pages, of course, are protected for now because people's lives are plugged to this. Mr. Akwa Ibom, are you here? Mr. Bede? John? Mr. John?
I'm with you, sir. I'm with you, sir.
Okay. So
I'm with you, sir.
Yeah, so you are not permitted. You didn't permit us to go to your page, but I'll do something to at least share something with my people in the course of time. But that's because we are still building a lot of things at this stage. Because like I told you, all this we are doing is research. We're not rushing to the gains, but we are designing and developing to the gains. And one of it will make it more sustainable. Because we are researching, we will win. If we are rushing, we'll never win. And that is the pain and gain balance that we've been able to sort out there. So Akwa Ibom is protected, but I think I'll be able to get into one of it to enable me speak more as I'd love to. With the permission of Bauchi, okay, or if you look at Gombe, Gombe has a certified rep, is not in the house. So for whoever is not in the house, you can see what is happening to them. We are actually interested in founders partnership in that state. So if the certified person is not active and is not willing to champion the state, one other person SCAP will be fit and will run that state. Because like we told you, our training should take you outside the classroom. The training should take you outside the classroom, and you actually should move into the field and you should begin to administer the activities and actions and recommendations of the research work. And this you need to do with knowledge. So it's very important that we follow that very well. Okay. We have someone there from Benue. That's also a member of programmers. So you notice that under the Founders Partnership, we want to know whether you are fit. Are you from Oyo State? Are you from Zamfara? We were expecting Zamfara in. Is Zamfara in the house? Not yet? Okay. Our villages are potential smart cities, and here lies the next opportunities. Are you an entrepreneur? Do you have ability to render the benefits of many years of your classroom to your community? Why did we even go to school? Why did you go to school? You see, this my little research is also retesting why we have been to school and we waste all the time that we spent in school. You need to move to the field. Now, job seeking. Are you ready to go to the field, okay? That this platform promotes more of job service creation youth than job seeking. They, in turn, employ job seekers. If you can create the jobs, then you can employ others. If you don't create the job, who employs who? Now, ability to meet terms and conform